I've had this Kia EV6 for just over a month and I've already experienced a number of problems. In this video, I'll show you what those problems were and how they were fixed. I bought this all-wheel drive GT line EV6 just over a month ago. If you'd like to hear the crazy story of how I bought this car, click on the link in the top right corner of your screen. As you'll find out, I'm in California and I had decided to purchase the car in New York so I wouldn't have to pay an outrageous markup. Once the car arrived at the dealer, I had scheduled a flight to fly out and pick up the car. Well, even before I flew out, I got a call from the dealer about the first problem. And that issue was that the heater was broken. So essentially the car had no heat. They did offer to fix it, but as I had already scheduled the truck that was going to bring the car to California, I said I would get it fixed at my local dealer. Well, when the car arrived in California, I realized the problem was even bigger. Not only was the heat not working, the air conditioning wasn't working either, and the heat pump wasn't putting out any heat. Basically, only the fan was working, and all it could do was blow the outside air into the cabin. Needless to say, I was very frustrated with this issue on a brand new car. Turns out this is a recurring issue with EV6s. I had been reading comments on EV6 Facebook groups, mostly from Europeans, who were complaining about the heat not working. Since we received the EV6 in the States a few months after the Europeans, I was hoping that this issue would not be present in the US models. But unfortunately, here it was. Anyways, I took the car into my local Kia dealer to have it diagnosed. The dealer determined that the Ptc heater was defective. What is a Ptc heater, you ask? Well, I didn't know either, so I had to look it up. I'll put a link in the description to a page that nicely describes what it is. Essentially, it is a positive temperature coefficient heater which brings efficiency and safety to EV heating systems. This runs off the high voltage battery to maximize power delivered to the heater. Once they had detected the problem, the dealer cautioned me that parts for the EV6 were taking 3 to 4 weeks to arrive since it is such a brand new car. Well, to my surprise, the part actually arrived in a week. Not only did the part arrive quickly, but I also received multiple calls from Kia Consumer Affairs. The first was to inform me that they had placed a priority on the part, and that was then followed up with an email. Then there was another call and email to follow up on the issue. While I was disappointed by the broken climate control on a brand new car, I was certainly impressed by the multiple follow-ups and the quick replacement of the part. Others, however, haven't been so lucky. A number of owners on Facebook report having to wait weeks for the parts to fix their broken climate control. With that issue fixed, I set about to tackle the next problem. This one is a little bit more nuanced than an obviously broken climate control system. It has to do with the Meridian sound system. My car is a GT line and comes with the upgraded Meridian sound system. Well, upgraded isn't quite how I would describe the sound quality. In order to be able to hear it, I had to turn up the volume quite high. The vocals were muffled. I had to pump up the bass, treble, and other settings to get it to deliver a sound that was remotely close to what I would expect out of a premium system. Music from Apple CarPlay sounded the worst, with FM radio doing a little better, and satellite radio doing even better. Needless to say, I was frustrated and disappointed with the quality of the stereo. Once again, I had been following the EV6 Facebook groups and noticed a number of other owners complaining about the quality of the sound too. A few of them began posting posts about a recall that had improved the sound. So I promptly called my dealer and scheduled a visit for this update. Yep, I'm getting to know the staff at this dealer service center quite well. So I head on over and they do 2 updates. The first service bulletin is SA494 and is a software update for the amplifier. Specifically, it is noted as an amp noise mute prevention logic update. The second service bulletin is SA495, and I believe this is unrelated to the sound system, but is related to the air conditioning module. Well, When I get in the car and turn on the stereo, it is so much better. The clarity is improved. I can actually hear all the different instruments in the song. The vocals are crisp and clear, not muffled like before. I can leave the equalizer settings in the center and the system will deliver the quality of the sound I'm looking for. This was a great improvement and the result was in line with what I'd expect from a Meridian system. Makes my driving experience much more enjoyable. My only complaint? Well, the only way I found out about this update is through the Facebook group. Since this was a recall, I would have expected to be notified by Kia about it and told that I should bring my car in. Had I not known about the update through the group, I would have continued to be disappointed with the quality of the sound. The next service for me to take the car in isn't for thousands of miles, and it would have only been then that the updates would have been done. That doesn't seem like an acceptable way to handle a poor sound quality issue. Another problem with this car has popped up just in the last couple of days. The app is having connectivity issues. A number of owners have reported this on the Facebook group, and then I was hit by it too. It limits the ability to execute certain commands from the app. Presumably, this should be resolved in a few days. The next issue isn't one I have personally experienced on my EV6, but I have seen owners report it on the Facebook group. It has to do with experiencing a certain vibration around 60 or 65 miles an hour. Turns out that this has to do with the tires. The tire has a sound deadening foam which can get dislodged and vibrate in the tire. I experienced something similar in my Volvo XC60 plug-in hybrid, which also has sound deadening foam in the tires. I had hit a pothole hard and that had dislodged the foam. In my case, the dealer scraped out the foam from the front tires. In the case of the EV6, based on reports from owners I'm seeing, it seems like dealers are either ordering new tires or rebalancing them. Now this is the first year of a new model and I've probably got one of the earliest ones sold in the US, so I completely understand these problems and have been patient with them. I'm crossing my fingers that it will be a smooth ride from here on. But while I've focused on problems in this video, not all is bad with this car. I'm actually quite happy with it. I'll be making a video soon going into detail about the good and bad of this car, so be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. And since I've mentioned EV6 Facebook groups numerous times, I'll put links to those in the description. Do consider joining. There's a lot of helpful information there. Please subscribe and consider supporting me on Patreon or buy me a coffee. Please give the video a like, share your comments below, and subscribe to the Driver Download.